All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our IBA meeting of this week. Unfortunately, we don't have our alumni interview to share with you guys quite yet, but stay tuned for that. But today we're just going to talk a little bit about ourselves. You get to meet some people on the exec board, and we're excited to just talk with you guys right now. So my name is Abby Austell. I'm currently the vice president of IBA. My major is international business, and I'm a junior at Illinois State. Currently, I'm involved in two other organizations outside of IBA. I am in the professional business fraternity Alpha Kappa Psi, where I'm the vice president of alumni affairs, and also I'm in the sports business society, where I'm the vice president of external affairs. So I like to stay pretty busy. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, Sam?
All right, hi everybody. I'm Sam Welker, a junior international business and risk management double major. I also have minors in Spanish and Latin American studies. Usually when I introduce myself, I don't say my minors because that's a mouthful. But also on campus, I am in Alpha Kappa Psi with Abby. We actually just pledged together last semester. Super fun. Rush. Anyways, and then in addition to that, I was in a social fraternity, Pi Kappa Phi. That was also good. And I'm currently involved in ICC, which is Innovation Consultant Community, and for that, I'm researching the effects of climate change on smallholder farmers in Africa for a microinsurance company. So that's pretty fun and very interesting. And I'm also at the moment involved in a visual data analytics competition. And then I'm learning how to use a software called Tableau, and that's been a challenge, but very worth it to me. So, Abby, a question for you, I guess.
All right.
What what made you choose international business, and what do you like about IB here at ISU?
Yeah, thanks for asking. So actually, there was an experience that made me want to choose international business. I did study abroad when I was in high school, when I was a sophomore in high school, and I spent 12 months living in Hungary, in Budapest. And through this experience, I got to know a lot of different people, some people who were already in college or looking at colleges, international students from all around the world. But one thing we all had in common was that we just love to travel and just learn about new cultures and really just grow our cross-cultural intelligence. And so from that experience, I realized that I wanted to have a career which would allow me to expand upon that, just kind of branch out into the world and then travel as well. So that's basically why I chose international business, and everything that I was looking for out of it, I'm getting out of it. As a junior, I'm really getting into my major classes, and I just love learning about all the different things that go into business in general and international business as well. So my focus right now is integrated marketing communications, and I'm really interested in studying the dynamics of a market in a global industry. So yeah, that's one thing that I'm really enjoying about the major. I don't think that there's a better major for me. It just really fits. What about you, Sam?
Yeah, no, I would agree with the not a better major for me because, well, so to start, when I applied to ISU, I wasn't an international business major, but my mom was searching on the ISU majors website, and she's like, "Hey Sam, I found international business. That seems like something you might be interested in." And so I researched it a little bit and thought, I enjoy traveling and interacting other cultures, might as well give it a try. So then I got to campus my freshman year, and I remember it was it was a meeting with all the IB majors in my class, and Dr. Ribbons gave a little spiel about basically selling the IB program, and from that moment I was like, wow, this actually seems like a cool major. Thanks, mom. So yeah, that's sort of how I got into it. And then just through, I'm actually also a junior and getting into the more international business courses right now. And what I find really interesting about IB is just how dynamic I mean, business in general is dynamic, but when you're focusing on going to different countries and working with different cultures, that's like something that's really challenging because you need to know a lot about, history, politics, language, a bunch of different stuff like that. And for me personally, like my interests are all over the place.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty much like you said, Abby, like it's just a good way for me to sort of pin down my areas of
Yeah.
it.
That's a good point. And I just wanted to note to expand upon that. I think that a lot of the things that we're learning in the classroom as international business students are just really valuable things for any person in general to know and to learn. So I think that we're kind of getting the whole well-rounded experience within our major. And that's one thing that I really like about international business.
Yeah, absolutely. So then what do you have any particular areas of interest on the globe?
Yeah. So, as international business students, we need to have a language under our belt. So, the language I took here at ISU, it was Mandarin, Chinese. I took the 3 semesters that are offered here. So, my interest is really in China and then the Asian region. I was hoping to study abroad. There's a fairly new program in Shanghai with ISU, which sounds like a wonderful experience, and I would love to do it, but we'll have to see because of the circumstances of COVID right now. But definitely, I hope to work for a company in the future that does business with China. Um, yeah, so China is really my area of interest. What about you, Sam?
Yeah, my minor is Latin American Studies and Spanish. So I was actually this past fall, I was planning on going to Madrid, Spain to study abroad. Unfortunately, COVID happened and now I'm on Zoom University like all of us. But I would say I'm most interested in Europe just because I think like it's pretty similar to the United States and it would be a fun place to go. I love European architecture. I think it's super neat. And also, yeah, I mean, naturally, I would have to say Latin America too. I think Latin American culture is pretty interesting. Like one of my favorite historical events to study is colonization. Um, like in Latin America, especially the sort of effects of colonization are a lot more. I mean, it's in the U.S. It's pretty obvious too, but I think it's more in touch with their past. So yeah.
Yeah,
Also, Abby, you said um kind of want to learn Mandarin Chinese.
I remember you saying that.
Yeah, no, I want to learn Chinese because
Yeah.
it's like it seems really but it seems tough to learn and
Oh,
there's a
yeah.
ton of people that speak Chinese, so
It's
moving forward.
definitely one of the emerging languages, I would say, worldwide. So it's going to be pretty important to know, I would think, by the time we're in our professional careers. But I definitely want to learn more as well. Like I said, there's only 3 semesters offered here at ISU, and it was only to almost intermediate level. So there's a lot more to learn. I think like we could probably both independently study a little bit. There's some good programs for that, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I just hear that like they're like the in China, like I hear that like the language is like the first line of national defense, and I feel like that's like so true because it's
Yeah,
just
especially in a business setting, I would say it's pretty important to just kind of respect that language for them.
yeah. And then so, what are some of your career goals, and just what do you want to do when you get out of Illinois State?
Great question. Like I mentioned, I want to work for a company that does business with China. I do have a dream job. I think for me, it's important to kind of just have that goal in mind and have that vision and just like keep going for it. So, my dream job has always just been to work for Nike, specifically as the international brand manager. as I started going through college, I realized I'm super interested in like product management and brand management. Goes along with the marketing in my focus. So in that way, I do really want to work for Nike. It's my goal and that's my dream job. If I don't do it, I feel like I'd be letting a lot of people down, especially myself, but I'm working towards it. I think it's very realistic. I know I can do it, but I won't be completely, heartbroken if I can't, because the world has a way of, putting you on the path that's meant for you. So we'll see what happens, but that's my dream.
Speaking of working for Nike, do you want to plug a certain event that's coming up soon?
Thanks for bringing that up. Quick plug for my Sports Business Society. Brian Weber and I actually organized an event. It's going to be happening on Wednesday, the 10th at 6:30 p.m. The RSVP is in our bio of our Instagram, which is SBS_ISU. Maybe we could, put that in the description box below. But we are having two speakers from Nike come over Zoom, of course, but they're both senior marketing directors of the Jordan brand at Nike. So they work closely together and they're pretty high up there. I'm super excited to hear from them. They're great guys. And I think we'll learn a lot. So come on down if you want to do that. Thanks for
Yeah,
letting me plug.
I, I signed up for that. It should be fun. But anyways,
Yeah.
so for me, I really don't know what I want to do for my career, but that's okay. A lot of people don't.
Yeah.
I think like I probably want to get into the insurance industry like out of college. I think underwriting seems interesting to me, but I think like long term, I want to go to graduate school, and I'm kind of thinking something along the lines of international studies because I personally think it would be like really cool to be a sort of like a diplomat that like travels and does like governmental jobs. That to me sounds really cool. Also, so what there's this one event that I'm going to. I think his name's like Robert Roche.
Yes, I'm so jealous that you're going to that.
Yeah, like this guy seems to have like a really cool job and like he's a philanthropist and stuff. He was appointed by Obama to do some job, but like I'm really excited to listen to that guy on I think it's like February 10th or something, but I'm really excited to hear what he has to say. Because I mean that type of career trajectory for me is like would be a dream. Just going to graduate school and kind of like networking with important people. That sounds cool, but it's how you get there. Okay, so Abby, in your free time when you're not being a stud around the College of Business, what are some of your personal interests and hobbies?
Good question. It's kind of hard to come up with some just because I haven't had a lot of time lately to do any hobbies or have free time. But I do love being outside when it's nice and not raining like it is right now. I like the rain too, but I especially love being on the water, on lakes or oceans. I always want to be by the water. I love hanging out with my friends, of course. I would say that I'm a people person and I love giving advice and I love listening to people. I really love thrifting. That's a big hobby of mine. I love all things vintage, all things Nike, all things vintage Nike. I also just enjoy being busy. So I'm not really sad that I can't do some of those things all the time because I do like being productive and busy. I also like to play piano. I love music. And yeah, that's what I like to do. What about you, Sam?
Didn't know that you played the piano.
Nice.
Well, at the moment, like I really enjoy, of course, going out, hanging out with my friends. Usually what we'll do is like, play sports or watch sports, basic activities that,
Yeah.
and then like sort of I've recently enjoyed like hanging out by myself and reading. I don't know why I like to read. Like
I love.
it just
What are
is.
you reading right now? Are you reading anything
Let's
good?
see. Um, I don't know why that question stumped me. What am I reading right now?
No, like I really wanted books for Christmas, and I sent my parents like a Amazon list, and they're all like self-help books, like success books. Like I wouldn't really, no one would know the title of them, but I like reading books like that.
So, okay, so one of the books I read, actually, one of the IBA guests, Blaine, recommended it to me because
Oh
I
my
chat to him
gosh.
on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
It's called Upheaval by Jared Diamond. It's sort of about and compare it, like looks at the parallels between a nation in a national crisis and a person in a personal crisis, and kind of just like takes lessons from what a person would do when they're like going through issues and what a nation would do. And I think it looks at like stuff like a few historical models that I found really interesting. I also listen to a lot of audiobooks. Like right now I'm reading Basic Economics by Thomas Sowell. I think that's
Really?
like it's like it's kind of funny. It's just like it's nothing like there's no graphs and stuff in it. It's just like him sort of explaining economics, and
That's interesting.
I think it's pretty good.
Yeah. You like podcasts too, or?
Oh, I love podcasts.
Mhm.
One that I really like is Hardcore History by Dan Carlin. It's like he's not a historian, but like he reads a lot of history stuff, and like
Mhm.
it's the podcasts are super long. It's like 3 hours for one, and it'll be like a 4-part episode. Like the one I'm listening to right now is on World War One, and it's like I think it's a total of like 15 hours of content, like all about World War One. And it's kind of like a good place to really like kind of get into the weeds of history and
Are
learn
you a
stuff.
history buff, or you just want to like keep learning?
I don't think I could describe myself as a history buff because, hey dog, because I don't really know like that much, but I think
Yeah,
it's really interesting. I think I know more than like your average person about history, but
that's
nothing,
good. That's good.
nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Not enough to like write a book or anything.
A history textbook. I have a couple of podcasts I like as well. If anyone wants to hear about those, just drop a comment. I'm just kidding.
Like and subscribe.
Um, there's one called Classy Career Girl for all my ladies out there, or men, if you want to learn about that. I listened to one called The Product School. It's about product management. And then there's one called The Mindset Design. I forget who speaks in it, but he's like a YouTuber, and I think it's pretty interesting. So, yeah, I like podcasts.
Nice. Yeah, me too. There's a bunch of them out there. Anyway, so what kind of advice would you give to a younger international business student here?
Mm-hmm. Um, I don't think I'm the most qualified to give super good advice at the moment, but there's some things that I learned along the way that I'm sure I could share. The first thing that comes to my mind was I actually thought of it when you were talking about the speaker that you're going to go to like next week. Um, when you're thinking about what you want to do in the future, or what you want to do in college, or what you want to do after college, I my personal advice and how I know what I want to do is I found like one person I looked up to, or like somebody in a position that I would love to have, or like I would love to do what they're doing. And then I kind of just like analyzed them and like worked backwards and saw the steps that they took to get there. Not everybody's going to have the same steps to get to that ultimate destination, but it's super helpful to see how other people got there. And then even networking, if you're able to contact that person, get in touch with them, talk to other people in their position. I think there's a lot of good ways. You don't always have to just think about like where you're at right now and like what you can do to get there. Like think about that point that you want to get to and kind of work backwards. I think that's some good advice. Also, um, also, I had some advice, but I can't really think of it. What about, do you have any advice?
Yeah, I have some. I think it's really important to, surround yourself by people with like similar motives as you and like values. A good example for me, and I think for you too, Abby, is like how when with our like involvement, it really helped me, like just getting involved in like Alpha Kappa Psi, for example, really was good for me because I was able to, get like closer with people who like are more motivated than, for example, like my social fraternity friends. That's like there's like a big difference between them. Anyways, love
Yeah.
love both my fraternities. But yeah, just like surrounding yourself by people who like that you think are good, it's
Yeah.
obviously important.
Yeah, I would say you are really like the people you surround yourself with, the things that you choose to do, the choices you make. But it's crazy because we both decided to join our business fraternity at the same time, at the same point in our college career. And then that's like pretty much how we got introduced to each other. But now we realize like we do so many of the same things, like we're involved in so many of the same things. So it's like just, yeah, like you said, just surround yourself with people like who either have what you want or like who can help you get there. Definitely kind of have that mindset.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. And then, okay, so here's just the last question I have for you, Abby. All right.
Okay.
Where, other than China, okay, where's your number one travel destination? Just
um,
for personal travel, not like,
for pleasure, yeah, I definitely have one. I would love to go to Dubai. Um, it's so beautiful there. I don't know if you've ever seen any pictures of it or anything. Um, it's it's pretty modernized for the country, but it's so beautiful. And also maybe like the Maldives or something tropical. That'd be pretty awesome.
yeah, for me, I really want to go to Machu Picchu in Peru. I feel like that sounds really
Wow.
fun. And like hike the Inca Trail and stuff. That just seems like pretty fun. Maybe, I
It's
mean, I would
beautiful.
hope I don't get like some sort of tropical disease, but
You never know.
don't be scared. Actually, maybe a little bit of fear is good for stuff like that. But Abby, it was nice talking to you today, and I hope all of you
Yeah.
watching are enjoyed this. Like and subscribe, and leave a comment below. But yeah, any closing remarks, Abby?
Um, we'll see you all soon. I'm excited to see your faces and hopefully some new faces. Definitely feel free to reach out to us if you ever need anything. Um, we're super cool, as you can tell. You could probably find our contact info pretty easily, but yeah, I hope you got something out of this and thanks for watching.
Adios.
Bye.